Hello, my name is Ebenesia, and I am a student here at Santa Monica College. My major is psychology.
Okay, so first question. Do you feel like you have to overachieve as a black student at SMC? And why?
Well, I definitely believe that it's important for black students to, or that, not that it's important, but that black students are made to overachieve because coming in as a student, I feel that most teachers will prejudge the students, and it's at that point the student has to excel way past the other students who are not black because it's already a idea that the teacher has that that student is not going to be a good student or perform well in the class. So that black student has to go above and beyond to prove that teacher wrong.
Okay. My second question is, what or who do you identify as? And do you feel like that defines your character?
I identify as African American. I am very much a part of the hip hop culture. And what was the full? You said, who do I identify as?
Yes, and do you think that as what you identify as, does it define who you are?
To a degree,
or your
yes.
character?
To a degree, yes. I personally believe that the black community in America is strong and dominant, and we were made to be that way through all the things that we've had to overcome. You know, when you have to deal with adversity after adversity, you adapt and you grow this tougher skin, as time evolves. And I feel like black people in America have developed that, and I feel like I am a product of that as well, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Also, hip-hop culture came from black culture, and I definitely have adapted that, because I feel it's a part of me, it's a part of what my people created, and I feel like I see it, I identify with it, but other people see me that way as well.
Okay, so my last question. Do you feel well represented as a black woman at SMC, a black female student at SMC?
If it wasn't for the Black Collegians program, I probably would say no. For those students who are not a part of Black Collegians, they probably would say no. But being a part of the Black Collegians program, you get to see so many black employees. So many of them show support with the program. They come and support the students. And because that there is Black Collegians classes that you can take that are specifically for Black Collegians, you get to take those teachers that are black, or at least even the Latino teachers that also support the Black Collegians program. And because of that, you feel more represented. And there's so many women, right? But like I said, if I wasn't, because before when I first started coming to school here, I was not in the Black Collegians program, and I definitely felt an underrepresentation. And when I discovered Black Collegians, it was like this awakening and this feeling of belonging finally.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Paranosia.
Hang on. Okay, start.
My name is Demetrio Paranosia. I'm a communications major.
First question. Who do you identify as, and does that define your character?
You want to restart it?
Yes. How? Who do you identify as, and do you think if that who you identify as, does that define who you are?
Yeah, I identify as myself, obviously, but like, yeah, that's me.
yourself how?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. People hear Mechie, they think of like a crazy guy, but like quiet at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Kind of weird, like a unique style.
Do you feel the pressures to overachieve as a black student on campus?
I just feel the pressure to overachieve in general, not just because I'm black, but just in general. I feel like I need to be great.
Do you feel adequately represented as a black male student and on the football team at SEC?
Yeah, for sure. You want me to elaborate?
We can do, no, we do have football. Oh, what challenge do you have to overcome and does race play a part in that?
What challenge do I have to overcome?
What challenges have you overcome, and has race played a part in it? Yeah.
You mean at this school?
No, just in general.
general?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and it's a really racist type of area. Like you see rebel flags and all this type. And I went to a school with like a whole bunch of like real racist, like hicks or whatever you call them. But I had to keep my cool whenever I saw stuff. Just I don't know. That's what got me out here.
So has race played a part in the challenges that you faced so far?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that part?
I mean,
You don't need to like give us specific details, but just in a general perspective, from your own point of view.
I gotta think. That's race.
Yeah.
Not that I could think of on the spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Who you identify as, and does that define your character?
I identify two ways, African American and Black. And does it define my character? I don't know if it defines my character, but it is a definition of part of who I am.
Okay. What challenges have you had to overcome, and has race played a part or a role in any of those challenges?
Some of the challenges that I have had to overcome, feelings of insecurity. And I'll tell you, when I first got to UCLA as an undergrad, it was competitive to get in. I can't help but look at her because she's asking the question. It was competitive to get in. Not as competitive as it is now, but it was still competitive to get in. And as an African American person, getting admitted to a highly selective institution, you know that you have a right to be there, but you question if other folks will wonder, did you get in just because of affirmative action, which was still in place. Like that people knew I got there on my merit, like I was smart. I got in on my merit. And all feeling like you as an African American person, when there are so few folks of color being admitted, you know, it's that age-old thing that you want to make sure that you do well, as you feel like you represent your race on this. And I'll never forget my orientation week. I was saying about being admitted to UCLA as an undergrad and the competitiveness, and walking into Westwood with 3 of my African American friends. And the first thing that gets yelled down to us from the frat boys is "Go home, nigga." Welcome to UCLA. That was my first thought. And my sister had gone to UCLA before me, but somehow that was a very eye-opening experience. I had never, prior to that time, been called that in my life, but had experienced challenges where you knew that you were the other in the room. What's the second part of that question? Has
race played a part in your life's challenges?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other part of this, I'm going to go to raising black boys. And it plays a part in how we have to raise our children in terms of making them aware of certain situations in this society, and that they are acutely aware of them being African American young men in this society and their challenges, and having to have conversations about why people look at them a certain way, or going to Soak City and why did the person check out my son's $20 bill but didn't check out other people's $20 bill, and and him noticing those types of things. So it plays a role, I feel like, in probably every aspect of our lives in some kind of way, even in my own life. But as we're raising our children, it becomes even more acutely aware of how it plays a role and how they develop and how they interface with the world as well.
At SMC, do you feel adequately represented as a black woman?
Hell no. So, no, there's not enough representation of African American women or men on this campus. When you look at the faculty ranks, let's take a look at faculty. We are underrepresented in our administrative ranks. But beyond that, the overarching issue is that our campus does not think in terms of our students of color, in terms of policies and procedures, in terms of curriculum, in terms of how to best impact our black students. That is not in the forefront of the thinking. Are we trying to change that? Yes, through all of our discussions and practices, and bringing researchers on campus to talk about best practices to reach African American and Latino students, but we are far from being there yet. And as I said to you off camera, people think probably because we have a black president at SMC that means that things have changed. Things have not changed.
Why, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.